Alrighty, artists, so what we are going to do for the final technique 8 is we are actually going to create sections of color, kind of like dots of color, and we are just not going to apply water on it like we did for our first one. So it will look somewhat similar to technique 1, but it's slightly different because we're not wetting the paper first. So really all we're going to do in this section is kind of rotate between different colors. So I'm just going to create little dots of color like this, or sections of color, and I am just going to place them next to each other and just barely touch those so that they blend together. So you'll see they kind of blend a little bit slower because there wasn't water on the paper already. So again, little dots of color, and then you're just going to place them right next to each other and kind of watch the interaction between them. And if you do like the blending look, you can always add a little bit more water in there to help the colors blend as they are next to each other. And again, just little sections or dots of color. Some are going to blend better than others. And you have to work fairly quickly if you do want the colors to blend. And I am just making sure that I'm washing my brush in between the different colors. And you can make them, you don't necessarily have to do dots, you can do larger sections of color if you're really liking the appearance of that. So instead of doing dots, I could do kind of longer shapes that go all the way across. This is all just practice to see what you like. So I can be more controlled about the blending, or I can kind of let it do its thing. The more water you add, the more they will mix together. And after that, you are just going to leave it and let it dry. When you are done with all 8 techniques, just make sure that you carefully put your lid back on your palette and always carry this flat. And when you set it down back where it belongs, make sure it's also flat so that those colors aren't mixing together. Then you can take your brush to the sink and make sure that you wash the bristles out really good with water and soap, and return that back to the paintbrush cup once it's dry. It would also be really helpful for you guys to dump out your water at the end of class, so if you have a small or a big water cup, please make sure that you bring that to the sink and dump it out carefully. Then you will take your entire project and very carefully, so this doesn't drip off the edge, you're going to carry that flat and bring it to the black drying rack in the art room that is back by the door.